Hello, hello, hello. My name is Nyescia, and today I want to talk about First Comes Love, which is a story, choices, story you play, choices for short. And I want to talk about, as you can see, I still haven't done it, and I'm not going to do it because I said once I'm say again, I'm only going to watch Locomotive 23 play this game because I'm gonna be honest, I feel like the story in itself is just trash to me. It is. Like, this is the type of story, once again, you would either find on Lifetime or Hallmark. I'd rather watch it. I don't want to play it. But we are going to talk about chapter 5 through 7. I was going to wait on chapter 8, but I decided no, I'm not. And besides, I do want to put this video out here. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just talk about. Let me go ahead and talk about chapters 5 through 7. Now, the fifth chapter, at the end of it, Becca, I don't know why I keep trying to say her name wrong, but Rebecca, aka Becca, she finds out that Jody, the main character, she finds out that Jody is in love with her boyfriend Blake, who happens to be Jody's best friend, of course. And of course, because Jody knows a little bit about Becca, and that's if you decide to do the diamond choice options. If you decide to do the diamond choice option, you will find out that Becca is very competitive and stuff. And there was like, I forgot which chapter, but I know Jody was saying like if Becca ever finds out that Jody is in love with Blake, Becca's gonna be competitive, and of course we see she's competitive. She don't want Jody to take her man. I mean, like, can you blame her? Can you really blame her? You're trying to get to know your boyfriend's best friend, and you find out that his best friend is not not only is in love with him, but is trying to get him. Like, now you could either do one or two things. You could either say, yeah, I'm not for the drama and just break up with him. Or like you could just try to compete for your man and stuff. I mean, I would try for the first one, like, because I just met this man. Absolutely not. But I can understand why Becca, But back to the story at hand. The end of the fifth chapter, Becca lets Jody know that, like, yeah, you're not taking my man and stuff. And then chapter 6, of course, Becca has a plan to just spend the whole time with Blake and make sure that Jody doesn't have any time with him and things like that. And she doesn't. Though there are points in the sixth book where, like, Jody basically spies Jody spies on um Blake and Becca. So yeah. Also, if you hear music, it's because it was quiet right here, so I decided to put on some music and stuff. Hopefully, it's not too loud, but if it is, I know next time to turn it down. But back to what I was saying, not Jody, but Blake and Becca, they have a little conversation where Jody keeps bringing up, not Jody, but Blake keeps bringing up Jody. And of course, Blake tells Becca that, like, Jody is like one of the most important people to him. He respects her. He just trusts like her, trusts her like advice or anything she has to say, bring to the table and all that good stuff. And of course, Jody's like, oh wow, I never thought he like, felt that about me. And I just rolled my eyes because it's like, of course he feels that about you. If you are his best friend, because I look at it like this, because I have two best friends myself. I trust, like, their advice, especially if I'm like going through something, if I need to talk to, they are people that I could trust. So of course he trusts you because you is his best friend, and vice versa for him with you. Okay, of course he's gonna think that you're one of the most important people in his life, and things like that. Like, stuff that he was saying, again, it wasn't something that was like, oh, I never thought he felt that. Heifer, that doesn't tell me that he's in love with you. That just tells me that, like, anything you say, he takes into consideration, he takes into heart. So, and then, but the one thing I do like about this is Eve, because Eve is like, Eve's not only good friends with Jody, Blake, and Lino, but she's also good friends with Becca. And basically, Eve said something that I was saying the whole entire time. Like, basically, Eve was saying, like, she roots for Jody and Blake. However, that was when Jody and Blake, basically when Blake was single. Now that Blake's not single and he's with Becca, shouldn't he be able to, like, see if everything works out with him and Becca? And if it doesn't, then yeah, you could swoop in. But like right now, really, I agree with her, because it's like you had all the time in the world, even when he wasn't single. Like, after he broke up with his last girlfriend, you could have swooped in there. You could have made a shot when, like, because I'm pretty sure there were times when y'all was alone. You could have made the shot. You really could have. And I get it. You were shy. You were scared. You didn't want to ruin the friendship. I get all that. But it's like, why now? Why try to win him now? That I just don't understand. And then, of course, the seventh chapter, basically, Blake wants to spend time with Jody, and of course Becca doesn't like that. But in the end, the only reason why Blake wants to spend time with Jody is to prepare a special dinner for Becca and things like that. And of course Jody doesn't like that. And of course you get flashbacks doing, like, these whole chapters and stuff. You do get certain flashbacks and things like that. And I feel like that's the only good thing about this book is the flashbacks. But if I'm being honest, I love me a good flashback. I really do. I really do. I love it in books, movies, TV shows. So I don't mind it in games as well, especially interactive story games. So I don't really mind flashbacks. I feel like that's the only thing that I like about the story. But when I actually play the story myself, no, I'm watching Locum 23. I said what I said. And if anybody's getting sick of tired of me saying Locum 23, Locum 23, I'm gonna keep saying it. Okay? You're just gonna have to get used to it, baby. But anywho, back to what I was saying. From chapter 5 through chapter 7, like, there's nothing really interesting about this book, in my opinion. There's really nothing even from chapter 1 to chapter 4. There was nothing really interesting about this book. All this, like, this book has one love interest where literally you have to fight for it, which I ain't about that. I'm just not. I'm not all about that fighting for it, because it's like, no. Because if this is a single love interest book, why I gotta fight for the person? Why? I don't like that. I don't like that. I gotta fight. No. The person should come to me. I'm just kidding. But nah, seriously, it, like, trying to compete, like, it's just, again, roll my eyes and stuff like that. And you could either choose the option of just, like, playing it like Locum 23, because I'm using him as an example, because he's playing it kind of like nicely. Like, he's not trying to pick the options that would bring more chemistry to Blake and Jody. He's just picking options after options. And if they do bring in the flirtatiousness, then then that's only with the flashbacks. That's the only time like I see him like actually, picking like the options that bring out the flirtatiousness and the romance basically. But and then of course I'm excited to see chapter 8, but only to like again watch it because I'm not playing this. No. I feel like no, I'm not wasting my time playing this. No. But I do enjoy Locum 23 putting voices to the characters and him acting it out, and I do enjoy his like opinions, especially when like he finds something funny and he just busts out laughing because I laugh too. Um, but yeah, I'm only excited about that, like to hear his reaction and to see what happens because it's like, because again, but not again because I didn't say it at first, but I was thinking, I was like, especially chapter 5, I was like, wow, they did that kind of early, like Becca telling Jody that she knows that she wants her man. I was like, wow, this is kind of early. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it would probably be like late in the books. Like I could see this being like what, 16 to 17 chapters. So around like chapter 8 or 9, maybe even 10, I could see Becca being like, hell, this might be like a 15 chapter book, who knows? But I could actually see like around chapter like 8 or 9, I could actually see like, Becca saying, hey, I know you are in love with my man, and I just want to let you know that I'm not going down with like and stuff like that. I didn't expect her to do it early because again, I find this to be way, way early in my opinion. But hey, it is what it is. But now that like I told you like bits and pieces about it, also if I spoil it for you, I apologize. I really do. But if you if you like seen the other if you seen the other video that I made about First Comes Love, then you would know that I'm gonna be talking about. But if I didn't say in that, I apologize. I'm saying now, like there are going to be more videos like this, especially with the next episode that comes out with First Comes Love. Because again, I'm gonna break it down and then I'm gonna give you my opinion about it. And my opinion about it, once again, was this really necessary? Because I'm like, what was the point of this book? Because so far, I'm trying to figure out why are we, like, seriously. And then not only that, like, what do we gain from this book is another thing. It's another thing that just kind of makes me think, like, what do we gain from this? Nah, for real, being serious, being legit. What do we gain from this? And if anybody wants to answer that question, please answer it. Like, I want people to comment because I'm just curious to know what other people think, because it's like, from what, like, is this a standalone book, or is this like, a sequel? Because I'm thinking the only way I could see them making a book like this is if they make a sequel. And what I mean by that, because you see First Comes Love, and then the next book in this series would be Then Come Marriage. And so forth. But it's like, again, what's the point of this book? Because, and I get it. Sometimes you want to have guilty pleasures, because I'm not gonna lie. On the other in on the other interactive story apps like Chapters and Lovesick and Episode and Whispers, they also have guilty pleasure books as well. There's some guilty pleasure books on there. So I can understand this being like a guilty pleasure, kind of like the nanny affair, the Duchess affair, roommates with benefits, um, witness, the bodyguard romance. Like, I could understand this being like a guilty pleasure, but then again, it doesn't read like a guilty pleasure in my opinion, and things like that. So I'm like, this reads like a heartwarm story, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't see nothing heartwarming about it. Again, like I said in the other video, which I will link, because like I do mention, like if they had wrote it some other type of way, like if they would wrote it like, maybe Jody has give up on love, or maybe Blake has given up on love and stuff like that. And so like the other one tries to pursue, the other person, like are trying to show them like, hey, there's more, like there's love out there. You just gotta put yourself out there, and you just gotta like just wait for the universe to like, to bring love to you and stuff like that. Like again, there's so many different ways that they could have did this story to make it better than what it is now, because what it is now, like we fighting basically Blake's girlfriend, who again, they haven't even been together that long, so we don't even know if she's a bad person. So we don't know if she's a bad person. She could be a good person, but yet now we gotta see her as an enemy because, oh, Jody is finally going to fight for Blake. No, you should have been fought for Blake. I just feel like it's all BS and stuff like that. And so it makes me wonder again, who is this book for? Because it's like you could spend, because I'm sure that like when they make books, like it's costly. You could have spent this on something more important than this. Like, and again, it makes me wonder how they pick different. It really does make me wonder how they pick like what type of books to make. It really does. But that's for another video. But like again, because this video is about First Comes Love, and all I have to say is that it's all right. It's nothing. It's nothing that, again, personally with me, I wouldn't read this. I just watch people play it. Like again, Locum 23. I'm pretty sure there's other YouTubers out there that are playing this as well. But me personally, I wouldn't play this. I wouldn't even spend money on VIP, because it's like, this is what I'm getting from VIP. Please, no, absolutely not. But that's all I have to say about First Comes Love. We just gonna have to see what the other we're just gonna have to see what the up and coming chapters bring. But thank you for being with me this far. Please like, subscribe, and comment. But please do comment, because I do want to know what y'all guys think of this. Like, do you like this book? Or do you love this book? If you do love this book, please tell me what you love about it. Because maybe what you love about it will make me love the book. Well, not make me love the book, but make me reconsider the book. But anyway, until next time, see ya.